Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you back. Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Uche. So today I'm discussing raising our kids in an age such as this. You'll agree with me that this age is highly sexualized. Unlike during our own time, there are things you dare not say. There are some words like home. How can you say that? Like re, how can you? All those words, you don't say them. And there are certain things you don't do during our own time, our olden days, according to our children. But now is a word that they use anyhow. I don't know if I've mentioned that I am a teacher. Yes, I'm a teacher, not by profession though. I'm a teacher by choice. So I teach children from the ages of 9 to 11, 12. Okay, some of them I started teaching when they were 6, 5, up to the stage that we are now. So based on my experience, based on what I know, I teach them the stories in the Bible. So one few weeks ago, I gave them an assignment to summarize in their own words so that I will know whether what I'm teaching them, whether they are getting it. So I told them to make their own research, if possible, search through the internet, read books concerning the story. Then they should come up with their own words to tell me how, just to tell me the story, like they are telling me a story, okay, not based on the notes I gave them. Okay, so the next Sunday they now came and delivered, but two stories stood out for me. That is the story of Samson and the story of Joseph. So how they described how Samson fell in love. How one of them described how Samson fell in love with Delilah and how Potiphar's wife wanted Joseph to sleep with her. I was standing up when I was listening. But when I heard these two stories, I had to sit down. Something in me just told me to sit down and relax and, hear from them, like relax. So when I realized it was just two people, but when I sat down and, gave them ear, like, tell me, I discovered that our children know a lot. My children included, because they were in the class. I found out a lot of things that they know. And it's not like they are saying it like it's such a big deal. They were saying it freely, like they are gisting me. Okay, they told me, they were just saying, why would Potiphar's wife why would he want Joseph to sleep with her? Maybe if she doesn't know that that thing might make her get pregnant, and if she gets pregnant, Potiphar will punish, Joseph and all that. And you find out that they know the difference between liking somebody and falling in love with somebody. Do you get me? This I didn't know, because most of them are in primary school. I don't think there is any none of them is in secondary school for now, except maybe for this year. All of them are in primary school. As in primary school, a lot of these things that they know, I didn't know them. So I now discovered that they know a lot. While I was still going through it, whether to share it on this platform or not, I now saw a video of one of our sisters, Trisha King. I'll find the video and link it in my description box, where her daughter, her 7-year-old daughter, she was actually asked them, when is the right time to teach a child about that X, word? That the daughter of 7 years came to her and was asking her, Mommy, why did Jesus Christ say that part of our body, we shouldn't show somebody, or that it has to be covered, something in that line? And she answered, and she said she was surprised. Then she answered the daughter that Jesus Christ said we shouldn't show anybody that part of the body because it doesn't look nice. That sounds funny to me, but I understand perfectly where she's coming from, because some of these things I wouldn't think of discussing with my children, because I wouldn't want it to be like I'm putting ideas in their head. So I also remembered another story a woman shared few years ago. She said she was at home when her 14-year-old son came back and showed her. Do you know what the boy showed the mother? Contraceptive. Guess where he got it from? From school. The boy said counselors were sharing contraceptive to them, both male and female, meaning Hamiregawa. they should do in case you want to do this is the right thing. And the woman was so angry. Is this the moral instruction they are supposed to teach the child and stuff like that? So with all these things, I decided to, come here, and with the few tips I think that might help us, I decided to come here to share it. Believe me, our children know a lot. So I want to say that the first thing for me is to pray for our children, because we are not going to go anywhere. We are not going to go everywhere they go with them. As much as maybe we don't want them to be exposed to a lot of things, we don't know the background of the children they are going to meet out there. So it's better we pray for them, because I use myself as an example. While I was growing up as a child, there are certain lifestyle I didn't live. Not necessarily that I see them as a taboo then, but something in me just doesn't want to live that kind of life. I don't know if you're... So now that I've grown, I'm like, wow, why did I even reject that? Because almost everybody around me think. So now that I've grown, I'm like, why didn't I feel it was necessary to do such things? And I said to myself, I believe it will be my mother's prayers. So I think the first thing for us to do is to pray for our children, as in releasing grace upon them to choose right, even when they don't know why they are choosing the right over the wrong. Okay, the second thing I feel that is very important is not to shut our children up. Hey, don't shut them up. Because assuming I just said, where did you people learn this thing from? I think they will be withdrawn. They will be seeing me as auntie, and they won't be free with me. But I didn't. I just sat down. I was asking them when they were saying, why would Potiphar's wives, Potiphar want David, Joseph to sleep? Doesn't she know that might make, her pregnant, and it's not her husband if the husband finds out? I say, yes, it's true, and it's very bad. Like, we're having a discussion. So I think it is very important for us not to shut our children up. When they are saying these kind of things, let's open up and, allow them to express themselves. This tip I think might also help us is we shouldn't wait for our children to ask us questions before we tell them certain things. Because for me, initially, I used to, wait for my children. Maybe if they are confused in any life issue, they can come to me and ask me, then I can, discuss it with them. But now I feel if you see that your child or your children are in certain age and you feel there are certain things they should know, just call them and, discuss it with them. Do you get? Because I remember, I think Elvis, my first son was around 10 years at a time, or 9. I can't remember. It should be last 2 years or thereabout. So my husband came back. We came back from shopping. So we allowed them to do, arrange stuff. So while they were bringing out the stuff, Elvis, he will bring out and give Giovanni, go and keep and all that. So he brought out the first diaper for my fourth son, Justin. I said, Giovanni, go and keep this one here. This one is for Justin, okay? Then he brought this one, that's diaper for women. He said, okay, Giovanni, go and keep this one in mommy's room. This is for mommy. I overheard that, but I didn't say anything. It was when my husband came back I now told him. But now I'm beginning to, think back, like, because they are boys, I didn't think it was necessary to discuss periods with them. But how did they know about it? How did they know that adult diaper is for mommy? Do you get what I'm saying? So if you see that your child is in a certain age and he should or she should know a certain thing, just call them and discuss it with them. When it's, find time and discuss it with them. When it's time and you feel maybe they might go out and they will learn it, so just discuss it with them. And another one is when you're discussing anything with them, say it as it is. No cover up. Like our people always say it wholeheartedly, like it is. Because if you try to, sweet coat it or say it in a way, there are people outside that will open everything. So when you now come in and start to sweet coat it, they'll be like you don't know what you're talking about. They'll have more confidence in somebody outside that is telling them how it is. So when it is time for us to say it as it is. Tell them those words, call it. Because giving them that note, I didn't use the X word when I gave them that note. But when they were discussing it, they said it. Do you get? I didn't shut them up, but I was, I didn't want to use that word. But eventually, they used it. So where did they get it from? I don't know. So when it's time, the body parts, stop giving it nicknames. Tell them how it is. I am telling you, maybe they will not be, I don't know, but tell them as it is. Because I've come to realize that they tell them. They tell them. I remember when my son was in nursery school that time, they called the part of the body, the part of the female body, they called the name as it is. No hiding. So when you're discussing it with them, say the words as it is, And maybe last but not the least is, I don't know if it's the right thing, but after that Sunday, I decided that once in a while, I'll be eavesdropping in their conversation. Yes, I don't know if it's right. I've not started doing it, but I decided I'm going to be doing it. Like, I have boys. I know that I'm close to them, but I feel as much as they are close to me, there are, maybe if they start growing to their teen, there might be one or two things that they might be hiding. They will not want to tell me. They want to keep it within themselves. So I think like once in a while, because those you people will not imagine, will not understand how shocked I was, in the church, in that class that day. So I decided that once in a while, I'll be eavesdropping in their conversation. Yeah, once in a while. I don't know if it's right. If you think it's wrong, please tell me. But this is just one thing I just said, these children, they know a lot. Or maybe I'll be doing these things once in a while, when they are discussing. Because most of the time, you tell them to go and rest. Or you tell them to go and sleep. I'm talking about my children. You hear them discussing, for a few hours, sometimes 30 minutes, 1 hour before they go to bed. So I decided that maybe once in a while, I'll be eavesdropping in their conversation, to find out, some of the things that they know. And maybe that will give me an idea of what I can talk to them about. Oh my God. So these are a few things I decided to share with you today. You agree with me that times have changed drastically from our time to this age. So if you have any tip, please tell me in the comment section. We're all here to learn, okay? And that will lead me to the end of this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.